succeed next time, Mamma. You should have tried bribing the jailer.
I did, but he refused. The man is thoroughly dishonest. No, Jeanne, your father will never be free until Napoleon takes this wretched city.
But that'll be months yet. We must try a quicker way. Pierre, stop. Just a minute. I have an idea.
Turns terrible. Look at this crack.
Nicolo Paganini, you could make a tin whistle sound like a Stradivarius.
Could you, Nicolo?
You be quiet, Bianchi. How can I get anywhere with a thing like this?
Have I ever spoken to you of Signor Passini, of Parme?
Well, if you have, I wasn't listening.
Well, you should have been, for he's offering a Stradivarius to anyone who can play his composition at sight.
That is that?
Be serious, Nicolo. With a Stradivarius violin, you could conquer the world as well as talk about doing it. Let's go to Parme.
Us?
I sing, don't I?
After a fashion, yes.
I've sung at all your concerts here. Why not in Parme?
What, you and I go to Parma together? Certainly not. I am very shocked, Bianchi. What would people say?
How much you've ever cared about what people say.
All the same, I admire virtue in others.
Good day, Signorina. Can I help you?
Yes. Will that young man accept an engagement?
Engagement?
To play the violin. He would be well paid.
He'd be delighted. He's such a pleasant personality.
Look, Mitzi, give this girl her mandolin string, whatever she wants, and attend to me.
I am attending to you.
The fact that I was here first, I suppose, can't... Oh. Oh, very well, I'll wait. Forgive me, I'm in a bad temper.
Perhaps I could cure it.
I believe you could.
Nicolo, this young lady...
Jeanne de Vermont. I want you to play the violin for me.
Certainly. Sit down.
Oh, not now. Tonight. In the street.
In the street? Nicolo Paganini play in the street?
Oh, at a time when there'd be nobody about to hear you.
No one to hear me. Musicians play to be heard, mademoiselle. Is this your idea of a joker?
Please listen. A certain person who is very dear to me has been imprisoned by the Austrians. He's in the Santa Maria. He's an ardent music lover, and it would be a great comfort to him to hear you play.
In prison?
Well, as he cannot attend a concert, I thought you might agree to play to him outside his prison window at midnight.
Very well. For you, mademoiselle.
Oh, thank you. We should be most grateful. Punctually at midnight?
At midnight. The name is Paganini, jailbird.
Oh. My apologies. Tell me, Paganini, can you play on and on without stopping?
For hours.
And you have a loud tone.
Where the music demands it, yes.
On this occasion, I demand it.
Well, what shall I play for you?
Anything you happen to know.
Should be here for months then. For my own amusement, I will invent a melody on the note of that bell. Someday you'll hear it played again at a fashionable concert. That is, if they don't lock you up for the rest of your life.
Play what you like, but play.
As you wish, senor.
Stop. Keep on playing.
Do you like it?
Yes, 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 but go on with it.
I'm inventing, remember?
I don't care what you're doing, only go on.
What time did the Countess leave?
Just after 7, mademoiselle.
She should be in Parme by now.
Yes, mademoiselle.
You're quite sure the saw was a strong one?
The strongest money could buy, mademoiselle.
And the ship's master said he'd wait?
Till dawn, but the Count will be free long before that.
Now what's wrong?
Wrong? That was the end of the theme. Do you expect it to last forever?
Never mind what I expect. Start another.
Be patient. I'm an artist, not a machine. I have to think of the proper approach.
Hang the approach. I'm paying you to play. Get on with it.
Well, since you talk like an ass, perhaps you prefer me to play like one.
You can play like a whole farmyard for all I care.
No wonder you're in prison.
Leave it open, Pierre, and be ready on your box.
There, the donkey's dead. Let's mourn for him. Are you listening? Don't you know it's insulting to a musician to fall asleep while he's playing? Wake up and pay up.
So she tricked you, Nicolo.
Tricked me?
Your lovely Mademoiselle de Vermont hasn't paid you. Now you'll have to go to Parme. And you'll take me with you, Nicolo?
Do you really think she's tricked me?
Why did you stop? I liked it.
Yes, go on with your concert, Signor. You can play for hours and hours without stopping.
Once and for all, I'm not going to take you to Parme or anywhere else.
You must be inventing, Signor.
Oh, shut up!
One noise you forgot, Nicolo.
Are you sure going to Parme's a wise thing to do, Nicolo?
Quite sure, Mother. If I stay in Genoa much longer, I shall suffocate. Besides, this is my chance of winning a Stradivarius.
Oh, this is so sudden. And it's only hearsay that Pazzini's offering a Stradivarius. Rizzi may be wrong. Why not wait a little while and lead the new opera company here?
Oh, Mother, anybody who could play and tune and wear a clean collar can lead an orchestra.
I always knew this would happen someday. And now I'm afraid.
Well, there's no need to be, Mother. I'm not.
You've learned so much about music, Nicolo. So little about life.
Life's simple. You charm people with music and they charm you with gold.
But there are other things, Nicolo. Things that won't touch your pocket but your heart.
I know. Women. It's all right, Mother. I know her. I won't be a moment.
I'll finish your packing and go to the kitchen. You must have some food for your journey, my son.
Thank you, Mother. Good morning. Would you come in here? Would you come in here, please?
Last night you rendered a very great service to a gentleman who now wishes to pay his debt. You realize
He didn't
now...
want music. He wanted noise.
And he got it.
Then why didn't you hire a blacksmith?
Because fiddlers are easier to find. Will you count the money? If there isn't enough...
It's for music. It's far too much. If it's for noise, it's far too little.
The gentleman asked me to thank you for a performance of great brilliance and versatility.
And rightly. I must admit, it's the first time my bow has ever scraped through the bars of a prison.
He'd like to have thanked you himself.
Oh, he has, mademoiselle. Most practically. His gratitude will help me on my journey to Parme.
You're going to Parme? Then perhaps we shall meet again.
You live in Parme?
Yes, I do. If I were to arrange a recital in my mother's house, would you come and play for us?
Oh, something sentimental so that you and the gentleman could make love in the moonlight?
Gentleman?
Oh, who else? Surely he hasn't failed to file his way back into your heart.
He was always there, ever since I was born. You see, he's my father.
Your father? Oh, well, I forgive him everything.
Thank you. Au revoir, Nicolo Paganini.
Au revoir. Hello. What are you doing here?
Oh, I live in Parme, too. Wouldn't you like to kiss my lily white hand and Nicolo Paganini?
No, I would not, and it isn't lily white.
Oh, you.
Don't be stupid. It has to be civil. I hardly know the lady.
At this rate, it won't be long before you do.
What's all this about? Has royalty been calling on me? A visitor, eh, Nicolo? For me?
No, for me, Father.
She had a nice carriage and horses. Lady of quality by the look of her. Well, it's about time my efforts to make a musician of you began to bear fruit. Who was she? What'd she want? Lessons? Or a recital? Yes, that's it. A recital. And paid you in advance. How much?
Nothing to do with you, Father.
Nothing? That's no way to talk to your father. Why, but for me?
But for you, Mother would have a decent home to live in.
Why, you ungrateful dog. Now, listen to me.
No, you listen to me for a change. I've had enough of all you've done for me, which amounts to nothing, and I've seen too much of how you've robbed Mother so that you can go out drinking and boasting and throwing your chest out in every cafe and bar in Genoa. So I'm going, and if I earn any money, it'll be for her, not for you.
Why, Nicolo.
I must go now, Mother. You pack my best suit?
Yes, dear, you'll take great care of it, won't you?
Yes, I will, Mother.
Oh, dear, I hope you haven't forgotten anything. Will it be long before I see you again, Nicolo?
No longer than I can help, Mother.
I'll pray for you, my son.
I'll try and make you proud of me, Mother. Here. This is for you. But promise, don't give any of it to Father.
But what will you do?
No, I'm all right. I have some. Bye, Mother.
Goodbye, Nicolo. Oh, Nicolo, your food for the journey.
Bye, Mother.
God bless you, my son.
Well, your father, he's safe and on his way to the Emperor. He should reach Toulon by this evening. Is he well? Has life in that dreadful prison... What did he say? Did he send me any message? But he lives for the day when we shall all be together again. Thank heaven he's safe at last. More to the point, thank Paganini. My dear, one doesn't thank musicians, one pays them. How did your father look? Dirty, unshaven, but terribly handsome. Can I have something to eat? Darling, haven't you had anything? Well, I knew how anxious you'd be. How thoughtless of me. You must come and have something at once. Come on.
But, Senior, every gentleman...
I keep telling you that I'm not a gentleman. I'm a lawyer.
But...
You shall receive the full legal fare, just as though this were a regular coach plying for hire to Parme.
A prince could do no more.
All you have to do is to show me your license.
License?
My good fellow, don't tell me that you haven't a license.
I've never heard of such a thing, Signor.
In that event, you're endeavoring to obtain money under false pretenses. It's unfortunate, but you'll have to spend the rest of your life in jail.
Jail? This is terrible, Signor. And not for myself, you understand, but for my wife, my 10 children. Not to say my poor old mother who suffers with the itch. What am I to do, Senor?
That is your problem. Meantime, on to Parme, you miserable rogue. No, wait. stir from this spot, I'll have you thrown into jail. And your mother, itch and all. Congratulations, Signor. I perceive that you are a man of talent.
And I perceive that you are a man of taste.
Allow me to present myself. Luigi Germi, advocate and Bachelor of Law.
Nicolo Paganini, fiddler.
Setting out to conquer the world?
Well, that was my aim, but first I intend to conquer Parme.
With that shapely piece of wood and the intestines of a cat.
You laugh, Signor. You find it so fantastic?
Oh, no, indeed. Far from it. The exquisite stridulations of your violin brought me to your side like a bee to a flower. But alas, the world can only be conquered by selling oneself at the highest price. Because everything is judged by its price, be it music or macaroni. For me, the spoken word, and for you, each note of music has a cash value. And yet your golden notes are wasted upon the air, and my silver words upon you.
Oh, please, Senor, no, not entirely.
I thank you, yes. But who knows, they may not prove to be bred upon the water.
I sincerely hope you're right, but I very much doubt it.
Well, I was thinking of the future, not the present. Properly represented, you might well become famous. In brief, you need a manager, Signor. And as I happen to be disengaged at the moment, I thought, I hoped that...
In brief, I need a meal.
As a matter of fact, I'm infernally hungry, too. So we meet at the best possible time to form a partnership. Nothing to lose, everything to gain. Come, Signor, our carriage waits. To Parme, and then the world.
In Parme, we let rooms to men of substance or honest workmen, but never to musicians. I'm fond of music, but I must pay the rent.
Is it possible, Signora, that you fail to realize that this gentleman is none other than Signor Paganini?
There was a pianist here once called Razio Bellino. But even with a name like that, he starved to death.
Do you doubt our ability to pay?
Yes, Signor. But a week's rent in advance would settle the matter.
For you, Signora, perhaps. But how do we know that this apartment will suit us? What do we know of your cooking?
There's spaghetti bolognese on my stove at this moment that would tempt the saints. Just wait until you eat.
An excellent suggestion, Signora. Food first, business afterwards. Let us know when it's ready. Oh, no wonder this is a country of great painters. Such inspiration. Such eyes. Such a figure. Such... Ah, Signora. Dangerous woman. Naughty... Dangerous woman. We're in.
I'm ashamed of you, Jeremy. So unsubtle. But it worked.
Well, the next move is yours, my friend. Win that Stradivarius.
Don't worry about that. Wish I knew where Mademoiselle de Vermont lived.
Yes. You can tell Mademoiselle de Vermont when you find her that you'll give her the recital that she asks, future engagements permitting. But first, win Puccini's Stradivarius.
Certainly, master.
Signor Paganini.
You are Signor Passini?
I am. You have a message for me?
Yes. Rizzi of Genoa told me to tell you that I accept your challenge.
Rizzi? Oh, yes.
And I might add that I came here to win a violin, not to be laughed at.
Well, come on. Your Eminence, may I present Signor...
Paganini.
Paganini.
Sorry to have disturbed your Eminence.
Young people never disturb me, my son. Well, before attempting the impossible, perhaps you'd like to view the promised land.
These are my violins. And now, Martin, Guarnerius.
Stradivarius.
Well, go on, take it out.
It's a wonderful prize for so light a task.
You'll be better able to judge of the lightness of the task, my young friend, after you've seen my manuscript.
Signor Pacini is a master of technique. His music is exceedingly difficult.
The finer the work, the easier it is to play.
Listen to that. The fellow might be the greatest violinist in the world.
I am.
Such self-esteem does you no credit, my son.
I was not boasting, Your Eminence.
And I can only hope that my composition will prove worthy of your talent.
If it is well constructed, I will play it.
It will be enough if you can play the arpeggio variations.
Oh.
Well?
Attractively embellished, but the theme is simple.
I am flattered, maestro.
And beautifully scored.
Play it, and you shall have any instrument in my collection. Fail, and I shall be glad to see the back of your impudence.
I will play it, Signor.
Paganini.
I'm sorry.
Sorry?
I played that last phrase disgracefully.
But you brought the whole thing to life.
We were deeply moved. You'll agree that he's won the violin.
But of course, my dear friend, you've achieved the impossible.
You have a quality which invites and disarms criticism. It is a quality of genius. But remember, success is a heavy burden to carry.
I've known a heavier. Poverty.
Poverty is a burden which is shared by many. Success must be carried alone. God bless you, my son.
And now, I hope you'll choose some instrument from my collection. Try them all. Choose the one which suits you best.
If I may, I'll keep Stradivarius. With this violin, I could talk to the world. By God's will. Oh, look at it, Jeremy. It's wonderful. It's beautiful. Look at that back. Look, see? And the scroll. You can't imagine the mysterious, bittersweet quality of its tone. I tell you, Jeremy, with this fiddle, I can't fail.
I wish you'd realize that success doesn't necessarily come to those who think they deserve it.
Here I'm talking about something sacred, and you start uttering your pompous banalities. You're not in court now, and stop feeding yourself. I tell you, I can't fail.
I tell you to wait until after your first concert. Anyway, I enjoy feeding myself.
How due is the rent? You answer that.
A letter for you, Signor.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, no, it's for Signor Paganini. It was brought by a servant in livery. I hope my house is not too humble for you.
Oh, on the contrary. Your kindness to us can never be repaid. I'm afraid. Who's it from?
Listen, I've been searching Parme for my colleague in crime. Then today, Signor Pacini told me that you've won his Stradivarius by your incomparable playing. I want my friends to see and hear you. Will you play to us next Thursday evening at my mother's house, Jeanne de Vermont?
No mention of payment. It's a nice, cheap way of entertaining their friends, isn't it?
Oh, Jeremy, you're impossible. Jeremy, don't you understand? I found her.
I'm afraid you have.
Oh. Yes.
The servants' entrance. Round at the back.
You read?
Pardon, please.
Let's take him upstairs, no?
Allow me.
Whoever is this? He's a friend of mine, Mamma.
Will you follow me, Signor?
He's not very presentable. We owe him a great deal.
The Countess, the Prince. Signor Nicolo Paganini.
It was so good of you to come. Signor Paganini is going to play the violin to us, Mamma. Ah, now I understand. How do you do? So it was you who made animal noises to help my husband to escape. Signor Paganini is no ordinary violinist, Mamma. I remember there was a man in Paris who danced, sang, and turned somersaults while he played the violin. But my mother would never allow me to witness the performance.
You must have been very versatile, madam.
The Vicomte and Vicomtesse d'Avaranche.
Please don't be angry. Mamma meant nothing. If you go out on the terrace, I'll join you as soon as I can.
That must be the fiddler we're in for.
As well as a singer?
I thought I should never get away. Would you like something to eat?
No, I'm too nervous.
I'm too excited.
Excited? Isn't this just another party for you?
Oh, no, it's far more than that. I want my friends to hear your music.
I don't like your friends.
But they're powerful and influential. That's why you must be a success tonight.
Oh, I shall be a success, never fear. I shall play for you, not for them. Why are you doing all this for me?
Because you once rendered us a very great service.
I was paid for that.
Only in part.
What's she doing here?
Who?
The singer. How did you find her?
I have no idea. Do you know her?
Yeah. The Yankee.
Ah, there you are. We're ready now, Signor. Make it as short as possible.
Music, sir.
Take it away.
I beg your pardon?
Take it away! The Carnival of Venice variations. Ladies and gentlemen, with the only remaining string, I will now play my own variations on a well-known theme.
be off his head.
Where are you going?
Where I came from, where people know how to behave.
But our guests were just beginning to understand and admire.
The admiration of fools is an insult.
I suppose you realize you're throwing away the chance of a lifetime.
What, in a company that can't tell the difference between a cadenza and a dish of spaghetti?
I'm not trying to defend their conduct. My hands have been full enough trying to defend yours.
Well, I suggest you start now, mademoiselle. I wish you good night.
Good night.
Well, how did the recital go? Did you play well? Were you a great success?
It was all right.
What's wrong?
Nothing.
Here, have a look at this. All engaged, tickets being printed, rehearsals tomorrow. Considering we have no money, doesn't it surprise you that I've been able to accomplish so much?
Yes, I'm surprised. How did you do it?
Well, the manager of the concert hall has a wife.
I see.
Nicolo, what's the matter? Did you find the laurels harder to gain than you imagined?
Jeremy, I'm a fool.
Good. It takes most of us a lifetime to realize that.
I turned my back on a friend. That was unforgivable. I made a boast. That was stupid. And I've got to make it good, and that's well nigh impossible. Well, what does your great wisdom say to that, eh?
I should go out and get drunk.
Oh.
As a lawyer, I'd charge a lot of money for such advice. However, there are times when we need to draw a line across a page of our lives and start afresh on the morrow. Getting drunk is one way to do it. Go out and see the sights of the town. Here, take this. Buy yourself a little more experience.
Where'd you get this from?
Oh, I sold a few tickets for the concert.
To whom?
Manager's wife, of course.
What about the rent?
Nicolo. Well.
Well.
I said I'd come to Parme, didn't I?
Yes, you did. And incidentally, what were you doing at that concert?
Oh, I scored a triumph, which is more than I can say for your little performance. Aren't you going to introduce me to your friend?
Oh, yes, Jeremy, Bianchi, Jeremy.
Delighted, Signorina, delighted. I was just telling Nicolo that he should go out and enjoy himself. He's depressed.
Nicolo is always depressed when he makes a fool of himself. Then I come along and cheer him up, don't I, Nicolo?
You think you could cheer me up tonight?
Well, why not?
All right, Jeremy, I'll take your advice.
What's that?
You'll find out. Oh, Jeremy, look out for the Stradivarius. Take it to bed with you.
Le 17, voir impérément.
You see, Nicolo, when you do as I tell you, you're successful. But when you go off on your own...
I win a Stradivarius. What do you think you wanted?
But what happened to it? Ping, 3 strings.
Bianchi, you're a hussy. You're a very nice hussy.
Nicer than Mademoiselle de Vermont?
Mademoiselle de Vermont doesn't happen to be a hussy.
Oh, I beg your pardon.
That's all right.
Messieurs, faites vos jeux. De 11, voir impérément. Messieurs, faites vos jeux. Rien ne va plus. Le 33, noir impéré pas. Le 5, rouge impéré manque.
I'm going to get some more money. You wait here.
Where are you going?
Never you mind. I'll meet you there later.
Is that you, Nicolo?
No.
Drunk?
Yes.
How drunk?
So drunk, I know what I'm doing.
Can't be trying.
Le vin, joie, frère et manche. Messieurs, faites vos jeux. Le 32, rouge, paire et passe. Messieurs, faites vos jeux.
Jeremy. Wake already?
Good morning. Where's the violin?
I left it with a friend.
The concert in a few days' time and your violin in a pawn shop. What on earth made you do such an idiotic thing? Couldn't you have pawned something else?
Don't nag, I'm tired.
But I told you.
You told me to go out and buy some experience. Well, I did, and I enjoyed it, and I should probably regret it for the rest of my life, so shut up!
Signor?
Is Signor Jeremy in?
Luigi? Whenever he's lonely, he always comes to my kitchen.
Oh, what is it, my dear? Someone for me? Ah, you, of course. Come inside, won't you?
Mademoiselle wishes to speak to you, Signor.
Ah, I've no idea.
Thank you for the pawn ticket.
Thank you for the violin.
You won't let him know that I...
Rest assured, mademoiselle. I shall take all the credit myself.
I'm sure you will. How is he?
Oh, I would hardly describe him as happy.
But now that he has his violin back, he...
If I may be permitted so great an impertinence, mademoiselle, it was not that entirely.
Goodbye, Signor.
Hi, Jeremy.
Hello, back already? Was your walk pleasant?
Nothing was pleasant.
Well, you'll feel better after your concert, huh?
How do you suppose I'm going to play without my fiddle? If you've forgotten, I pawned it.
Oh, yes, of course. The one with the mysterious bittersweet tone. I remember it had a wonderful back and a beautiful scroll. There was something sacred about it, wasn't there? But of course you pawned it.
I mean, you may be my friend, but stop it. Shut up!
All right, my boy, all right. You'll have to use your old fiddle, that's all.
Give my first big concert on that cracked old thing?
Oh, no. It's not as bad as all that. I have had it repaired.
It's the Stradivarius. But I don't understand. How'd you get it back?
Oh, the pawnbroker gave it back with his compliments in return for a couple of seats for your concert.
Jeremy, you're a terrible liar. How can I ever thank you?
Stop being sentimental. Go and practice.
Yes, of course. Jeremy, I'll never forget you for this. Never.
They're in
the ARCHET. The French are in the outskirts. We must close down at once.
You can't close down on Paganini.
I'm closing down on Napoleon. I'll make an announcement.
If there's any announcement to be made, I shall make it.
You, Signor?
I, Signor.
Signor, I am the manager here.
Tonight, Signor, I am the manager here. Must I remind you of the terms of our contract?
Oh, you wouldn't take such a mean advantage.
I would, but first I must consult Signor Paganini.
What is it, Jeremy? It's not time yet.
No, you have another 5 minutes. Nicolo, Parme is being occupied by the French. They're marching in at this moment.
Well, they're late for my concert. They ought to have come sooner.
No. Well, the question to be decided is this. Do we finish the program, or do I ask the audience to go home quietly?
And lose all our money?
Whose idea is this?
His.
There may be disorder. Women may faint. Men may fight. I must prepare for these things.
Go downstairs and count the night's takings and leave Napoleon to me. Come on.
Bravo!
I think his concerto is simply beautiful. I think his concerto is... Now what are we going to do?
Well, you can do what you like. I'm going back to the seat. Oh.
I thought you were going back to your seat.
I am, Tadley. I am. No.
Better go home while you're safe, Giuseppe. You can't do any good here.
I'm not afraid of soldiers.
What's that?
What's what?
Shh. Horses. Soldiers marching.
Hear anything.
Are you deaf?
No.
Shh. Gun carriages. Mademoiselle.
How's the concert going?
Oh, success beyond belief, but Mademoiselle, you shouldn't be here. The Emperor's troops are marching in.
So I see, but I'm not the only person abroad this evening.
I've begged Paganini to send the audience home, but he refused.
Well, naturally. Have you a seat for me?
I've seen Mademoiselle, I suppose, if I were...
Well, have you, or have you not?
Follow me, Mademoiselle. Oh, not my lucky night.
Gun carriages.
I am Tartutti, the manager of the hall. Is there anything I can do for you, monsieur?
Rondo.
See, Dot.
This is coals of fire indeed.
Not at all. I never miss a good concert.
I'm afraid last time we were forced to listen to a bad one.
You found Napoleon's troops easier to silence than our guests.
Nicolo!
Jeremy. May I present Signor Jeremy, Mademoiselle de Vermont?
I think perhaps I'd better take charge of these.
Hmm? Oh, right. Look, I must get you away from here.
There. I said everything would be all right.
Please. I must apologize for my behavior at your home.
I think your triumph tonight has justified that.
Then I'm forgiven?
For your behavior, yes.
What else?
But not for depriving me of a small share in your success. Good night, Nicolo Paganini.
Good night.
Hey, hey! Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. We can congratulate ourselves on a great success. Where is he? Everyone's clamoring for him.
Well, he was taking me out to dinner.
Yes, excellent, excellent. But first he must attend to business. There are details of his next concert to be arranged. Important people to see. We must show off the young genius and get him talked about.
That shouldn't be difficult. He's just gone off with Mademoiselle de Vermont.
Yes, good, good. Naturally, we... What? Oh dear. But all the people, I mean, what can I say?
What can you say? If I see him again tonight, which I very much doubt, there'll be a great deal that I'm going to say.
Oh, Nicolo.
Why are you smiling?
Am I? I wasn't conscious of it. I suppose I just can't control my happiness.
Must you control it?
At the moment, yes. You see, Mamma...
Oh, yes, Mamma.
Like all mothers, she has great social plans for me.
Yes, I see what you mean.
Darling, don't misunderstand me. I love you, and that's all that matters to me. But Mamma has family traditions to uphold, and I just wanted you to see that it's not going to be easy.
Jeanne, I'm not always going to be a penniless fiddler, although I may not be able to offer you a title, of course.
Oh, Nicolo, don't say such things. You know perfectly
you
well.
have the most heavenly nerve.
Do you like it?
Oh. I like everything about you, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Remember Ritz's shop where we first met? I was terribly rude, wasn't I?
Yes, you were. And bad-tempered. Tell me, do other people who play the violin divinely have such bad tempers?
Who else do you know who plays the violin as divinely as I do?
Nobody, darling. Nobody.
May I tell you, you look very beautiful in the moonlight.
Thank you, Signor.
When am I going to see you again?
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow morning. Here.
All right.
Oh, I do love you, Jeanne.
Excuse me, mademoiselle, but the Countess is most anxiously awaiting you in the drawing room.
Thank you, Francois.
Jeanne, at last. What could have persuaded you to go out on this of all nights?
I've been to a concert, Mamma.
Oh, but to choose this one evening when the troops have marched into Parme. I really think music will be the death of you. Oh, this is Paul. Paul de la Rochelle. You remember, my dear?
I saw you at the concert tonight.
Were you there?
I thought you behaved beautifully.
That fiddler behaved much better. Doesn't seem possible that 10 years could turn a bud into so lovely a flower.
I see England hasn't robbed you of your courtly manners, Paul.
England was very kind to me, but France promises to be much kinder.
Paul has brought me this letter from your father. In it, he says we must return to Paris at once. Everything's arranged. Paul is to escort us. We leave the day after tomorrow. There's something else, Jeanne, that should make you very happy. Your father has been discussing your future with the... Oh, of course, he'd like to tell you that himself. But it's their mutual desire that you should become Paul's wife.
It would be a great honor for me, mademoiselle.
But I fear too great for me.
I hope we shall have an opportunity of getting to know each other a little better before we leave for Paris. May I call on you tomorrow?
Tomorrow? I'm afraid I have another engagement tomorrow.
Couldn't you postpone it, mademoiselle?
Of course she will.
No, Mother. I'm afraid that's impossible. Nicolo.
Congratulate you.
Congratulate?
On your punctuality. In a woman, it's almost uncanny. Usually I find that women are only on time if they want to make a scene or bring bad news. I don't know which they enjoy most. But obviously, as in everything, you're the exception. Now what have I said?
Oh, Nicolo, I'm so dreadfully unhappy.
Well, what's happened?
They're taking me to Paris.
Who are?
Mother and Father.
Oh. Well, you said it wasn't going to be easy, but I didn't think it would happen as quickly as this.
That's not all.
That's quite enough. Now, look, you're not going to Paris. They're not going to take you away from me now.
They're taking me to be married.
Married? To whom?
To the Vicomte de la Rochelle.
The Vicomte, eh? Do you love him?
Nicolo, are you joking?
No, I'm not. Do you love him?
No, I don't. I love you.
Then what are we worrying about?
Darling, we're leaving tomorrow.
Oh, it doesn't give us much time, does it? What do you think? How long does it take you to pack?
Pack?
Yes, pack. Yes, you go home and pack your things, and I'll have a carriage outside your gates this evening.
No, darling, that's too dangerous. I'll come to you as soon as I can.
I've forgotten something, haven't I?
What?
Will you marry me, please?
Yes, I will.
You're quite sure about this? We haven't known each other very long.
Quite sure.
You're talking nonsense. We de Vermont women never kiss anyone of lower station, whatever our menfolk may do.
But I saw her with my own eyes.
Your eyes are not the first to be distorted by jealousy.
You're obviously madly in love with this Paganini. To suggest that my daughter even cares for him is not merely absurd. It's grossly impertinent.
Impertinent?
She at least knows where her duty lies.
I shall be in Genoa for 2 days, 3 at the most. You sure you can be trusted?
What could happen to me?
Well, who knows? You're mad enough for anything. Now then, let me see. First, I'll arrange your contracts. Then to Balestrini to leave the money for your mother, till your father gets wind of it. Then to your home to tell them about their wonderful son.
Yes, but hurry up. You'll miss the coach.
Oh, then to Ritzy for some more string.
That's the lot.
Yeah.
Now, come on.
Are you meeting Bianchi?
No!
Oh, the rent is paid. Make a note of what you spend and lock up what you don't.
Anything you say. No.
You're quite sure you're not meeting Bianchi?
Quite sure.
Not that I have the slightest objection to Bianchi, or to women in general, for that matter. Take our dear landlady, for example.
Take her by all means, but hurry.
Oh, I know. One other thing. No gambling.
No, you can bet on that. Now, are you going?
Give my love to Bianchi, will you?
It's useless going on with this, Mother. We've come to the stage where our lives take different turnings. You've never cared for anything but power and position. Can't you begin to understand the joy of throwing away everything you possess for the sake of being in love with somebody?
How dare you speak to your mother like that? You talk like a woman of the people. Are you lost to all sense of shame?
Shame? I'm prouder of being in love with Nicolo Paganini than anything that's ever happened to me before.
Very well. Your marriage with Paul was not merely the wish of your father and myself. It was at the command of the Emperor.
I'm afraid for once in his life, the Emperor will not be obeyed.
Are you mad, child? Don't you realize what this means? It'll be ruin for every one of us. The confiscation of our estates. Even exile.
I don't care, Mother.
Jeanne, if you have no concern for our future, you must consider the safety of the man you profess to love.
Mother, what are you saying?
I was saying those who incur the Emperor's displeasure seldom live to reach a ripe old age.
Mother, he wouldn't. He couldn't.
It'll be out of our hands, Jeanne. You're the only person who can save him.
So kind, so gentle, so good-natured, so clever, and so handsome. I remember one day... This way, mademoiselle.
Thank you.
Darling. Oh, let's get rid of these. Reminds me of the time you visited me at my home in Genoa. Remember? I had a pair of stockings in my hand then. Oh, my darling, I thought you were never coming. I thought Germany was never going. Oh, just a moment. While I remember, I have something for you. Didn't have much time, so it may not be quite compared with all your... Anyway, I hope you like it. It comes to you with all my love.
Nicolo.
Hmm?
I can't marry you. I've come to say goodbye.
Jeanne, don't make jokes like that.
I'm not joking. I wish I were dead.
You are serious. You do mean it. So you don't love me after all?
Oh, Nicolo, I do. I do. Never doubt that for a single second.
Well, what's happened to make you change your mind?
I've been made to realize there's only danger in this love of ours. No real, no lasting happiness.
Danger for me or for you? Why don't you speak the truth?
I am speaking
Why don't you admit
the
that
truth?
because I was born in the gutters of Genoa, I'm not good enough to marry a de Vermont?
Don't, Nicolo, don't.
You're going to marry Paul de la Rochelle, of course.
have no choice.
Isn't it rather that you won't sacrifice all the trumpery vanities of a life you've been accustomed to?
No.
Oh, don't try to spare my feelings by denying it. There's no room for people like me in your world. Go on, marry your Paul. Fill a nursery full of pale-faced, aristocratic parasites.
Stop, Nicolo. I won't let you be so cruel. Only an hour ago I was saying to Mama all the things that you're saying to me now.
In spite of that, she convinced you where your duty lay.
Not she. The Emperor. I'm to marry Paul at the Emperor's command.
The Emperor's command?
Oh, Nicolo. There's no need to tell you what that means.
Napoleon. Jeanne, why did we ever meet?
Darling, I've thought that over and over again.
I won't accept it. There must be some other way. There must.
There's no other way. I've thought of everything. There's no other way. Goodbye.
Jeanne. You aren't going to leave me. Just like that. Can't let you go. I can't. I won't.
Nicolo, you must. You know you must.
Yes, I know.
Darling, when we first met, I asked you to play for me. Play for me again.
I'm sorry, I can't, Jeanne. Don't ask me.
Please, for me. I don't want you to see me go. Play, darling. I want my last memory of you to be filled with the magic of your music.
stand ahead. Let me out of this flea trap.
One thing at a time, Signor.
There. Now look what your clumsiness has done.
I'm only human.
Human? You're a baboon. You ought to go on your knees and thank heaven for having even a miserable share in such an historic event. These are contracts worth a king's ransom. And yet I condescend to ride in your smelly dust cart. Here, pick them all up, man, pick them all up.
My Luigi, back at last.
Ah. Ulysses greets the Venus of Parme.
Nicolo, look, it's Jeremy.
And high time, too.
Nicolo, the world is at your feet.
You have some important engagements for us.
Good morning. For Nicolo, not for you. Feast your eyes on these. What do you think of that?
Not bad. Bianchi's coming, too.
Well, that's fine. Bianchi's coming, too. Of course, there's no mention of her in the contracts. Nothing's been said about her. No arrangements made. Nobody wants her to sing, but Bianchi's coming, too.
Well, that's your affair. You fix it. From now on, Bianchi's part of the firm.
I'll open a bottle on the strength of it.
Jeremy, are those contracts worth a great deal of money?
Would I, Jeremy, have negotiated them if they weren't?
Good. And will it mean that I shall play before all the great families of Europe?
Well, of course. Why?
That's all I want to know. I'm going to show the world that you don't have to be a Napoleon Bonaparte to command respect.
Well, I shan't complain so long as 10% of your earnings come to me.
That's the way to look at life practically. For those who mean to succeed, there's no room for sentiment.
Let's drink to that.
Oh. What's our first engagement?
Vienna.
Vienna, Yes, that's far enough away. To us.
To us.
To us.
To us.
Signor Paganini, surely you haven't forgotten me.
Madam, did I ever know you?
Is he really in league with the devil? They say he is the devil. Wouldn't it be exciting to find out?
I wouldn't miss this concert for anything. I do hope you can get seats.
Paganini has a wonderful tone.
They say he's the greatest violinist of all time.
He's wonderful. There has never been such an artist.
Well, go on. What did he say?
Ah, there you are. I have great news for you. The famous pianist Liszt is to be at your concert tonight. And Luigi Lablache, the great singer, is to be there too. Now, my children, the greatest news of all. It is whispered that the Emperor himself will be present.
There's one other person I want to see there.
Oh, now, Nicolo.
There's one other person I want to see there. She's got to be there.
The Vicomte de la Rochelle is waiting in the salon, mademoiselle.
Thank you.
Jeanne, but you'll have to change quickly, dear, for her to ride in the Bois.
I'm not in the mood for riding.
Oh, just as you wish. Lately, it's been rather difficult to keep pace with your moods.
We'll ride tomorrow.
Oh, Jeanne, it's always tomorrow. Same with everything. You even keep putting off our wedding day.
Not that again, Paul. Tomorrow we'll ride in the Bois. Next month we'll be married in Rome. So that's settled, isn't it?
I'm sorry, Jeanne. It's only because I want you so much. So very, very much.
Yes, I know.
What is it that keeps us apart? Can't you tell me?
There's really nothing to tell, Paul.
For mademoiselle, monsieur.
I will play the caprice tonight, especially for you, Nicolo. I understood that you'd seen the last of this wretched fiddler some time ago.
Yes, Paul.
And that you neither meet him nor correspond with him again.
I assure you I haven't done so.
So that this charming, intimate invitation comes suddenly out of the blue from a man to whom you've given no word of encouragement. Really, Jeanne, you can hardly expect me to believe that.
Happens to be true, Paul.
Then this is a deliberate, calculated insult to my honor, which I cannot possibly ignore. Paganini knows we're going to be married, has known it for some time, and yet he persists in forcing his attentions upon you. Very well. I fancy he regrets his impertinence.
Paul, really?
I'm sorry, Jeanne, but this must be settled once and for all.
I think we'd better discuss this when we're both a little calmer.
Ah, Paul de la Rochelle.
I want a word with you, fiddler.
If it's an invitation to my concert you want, I'm afraid I never give free seats.
The invitation is mine. In the Bois tomorrow at dawn. My card.
How interesting. Why do you suppose I should waste my time fighting you,
I expected you to say that. Under the circumstances, a gentleman wouldn't hesitate to accept such an invitation.
Oh, in that case, I should be delighted. That's quite all right. My seconds will call on you.
I look forward to our next meeting.
Nicolo, do you know anything about dueling?
No. Do you?
No.
Let me in. I must speak to Mademoiselle de Vermont. Let me in. Let me in. Get out of my way. Mademoiselle de Vermont. What's the meaning of this? Don't talk, I beg you. Get up. She pushed past me, Mademoiselle. I couldn't prevent her from finding Mademoiselle a dress that doesn't take a month to get into.
What are you doing here?
Nicolo and Paul are fighting a duel in the Bois.
No, Nicolo must be mad.
You must stop them. You must.
Marie, I'll dress myself. Run quickly and order my carriage and don't lose a moment.
Rather clumsy for a fiddler, wasn't it? Well, come on.
bit bad.
Stop the fight. He's wounded. Oh. Here. Take this, man. Give me that.
I'm all right.
Oh, stop! Please, Paul, if you love me.
As you wish, my dear.
Thank you.
Come on, we're going to Genoa.
There you are, and that's enough for today.
Thank you.
Nicolo,
Hmm?
I don't want to keep on about this, but when are you going to start practicing?
Well, not today. There's plenty of time.
But you haven't played for months. You must
Don't
try.
worry, Bianchi.
But I do worry. We all worry. You're so changed. Once your music was your whole life. I don't understand.
Oh, I'm sorry, Bianchi. I know I'm being selfish keeping you here when you should be going on with your singing, but...
I wasn't thinking about that. You know I love being here with you.
Your health, Signor?
We mustn't let him cancel any more concerts, Signor.
No.
Don't you realize it's costing us money? Money!
I agree.
I refuse to allow him to ruin us for so trifling a cause.
Yes. No.
He gives up work. And why? Because of a mere scratch.
That has nothing whatever to do with it. If you'll forgive me, Signor. Something entirely different.
But Nicolo, for my sake, please try.
All right. Slave driver.
Thank you.
The fact is, Nicolo is lazy. He must be made to work. I'll go and see him.
No. Some more wine, Signor. You're still in love with her, aren't you?
No, I'm not. What do you mean?
Jeanne, you were playing to her then. That was her music.
That's my music, from my head and my hands. I wrote it and I played. You hear? I played for myself.
Nicolo, it's Jeremy, your friend. Don't pretend to me. You've been more hurt by Jeanne than that scratch on your arm.
Jeanne. Can't you talk of anything except Jeanne? I played her, I'm hurt by anything. I'm a child to be hurt by nothing. Leave me alone.
No, I'm telling you what's wrong with you, why you can't play now.
Jeanne played, you say?
But you could if you forgot Jeanne. If you could get your heart and mind back, then you'd play. Why don't you try?
I do try, Jenny. I try all the time, but it isn't any good. All the music reminds me of it, every note. I try, but I can't keep her out of the music.
Now listen to me. You're behaving like a spoiled child. You're a genius. Your heart has been hurt, your mind has been hurt. All right, that's happened to many people before. Are you going to be like all the others? Are you going to sit here moping about it for the rest of your life? I'm disappointed in you.
Talking? Why are you talking? You must work. Do you hear? Work. I've been patient with you, Nicolo, patient enough. Get back to work. There's nothing wrong with you that work won't cure.
Antonio, don't bully him. Nicolo's arm will be well again soon, won't it, Nicolo?
That's not my arm, Mother. That's nothing. But understand, I'm well enough. I've no heart for playing. I've no faith in myself anymore.
But you will have, Nicolo. You'll get your faith back again.
Well, of course he will. He must.
It's in the hands of Providence, my son. And when the call comes, then you'll play again.
Signorina Bianchi to see you, mademoiselle.
Show her in. You wish to see me, Signorina?
Once again, mademoiselle, I have come to ask your help.
Won't you sit down?
Thank you, no. What I have to say will take very little time. I had to see you, mademoiselle. You're the only person who can help me.
Help you, Signorina?
It's because of Nicolo.
The wound in his arm. It wasn't serious. He's not ill.
Oh, no, the wound has healed. But he's lost the desire to play.
Oh, no, I don't believe it. Why, it's madness. Surely he could be persuaded. His mother, his father, Jeremy, yourself.
We've all tried. It's no use.
And so you want me?
Yes, mademoiselle. There must be many ways, so very many ways open to you, with your power and influence.
I've never brought him anything but unhappiness. If I see Nicolo now, it'll mean more misery for all of us.
What does that matter if you can give a great artist back to the world?
You love him, don't you?
In a way you would never understand.
Are you so sure of that?
Yes. Because I love him enough to risk losing him forever.
I love him too. And I have lost him forever.
Will you help him?
You don't know what you're asking, Signorina.
Mademoiselle, I am humbly begging you to save, to give back to the world the man you're supposed to love.
You may rest assured. I shall do everything in my power to make Nicolo play again.
Nicolo, we've reached the pinnacle of fame at last. Listen to this. I have been commanded by His Holiness to summon you to an audience and to give a violin recital at the Vatican Palace at 3 o'clock on the 9th of April.
Let me see.
It's happened, Nicolo. It's the hand of divine providence, my son.
Nicolo, this is a command. You dare not refuse.
Play at the Vatican. What if I fail, Jeremy? What if I fail?
You'll not fail, my son.
And we shall be there, Nicolo. All of us. Willing the old magic back to your bow.
So many fiddlers to choose from, I wonder why they pick on Paganini and then command us to be present.
Paul, dear, in this land of music, you must try and hide the fact that you were brought up in England.
All the same, I still wish that it wasn't Paganini. Genius looks rather troubled.
Proud of the title conferred upon Nicolo Paganini.
Title, Your Eminence?
Yes, the Pope has just made him a knight.
Nicolo Paganini, a knight?
Exactly.
I must be a much better manager than I realized. If you'd forget Jeanne, then you could play.
Forget Jeanne, but she's here in this room now. I can't do it. I can't do it. What if I break down? Break down in front of her?
want you to know that I wouldn't hurt you for worlds. You do believe that?
Of course I believe it, Jeanne.
If I hadn't seen Nicolo again, things might have been different.
But surely you're not still infatuated with this fiddler?
No, Paul. I love him. I've always loved him. I wanted to marry him long ago, but I was threatened if I did. Napoleon would not only ruin my father, but also endanger Nicolo's life. So you see, I had no choice.
I'm sorry, Jeanne. I didn't know anything about this. But I promise you that when we're married, I'll devote my whole life to your happiness and try and make you forget.
No, Paul. I'm very touched. You're very kind and gentle, but we could never make each other happy.
But Jeanne...
You wouldn't want to live with me knowing that Nicolo's face was always before me. His music in my heart. No, Paul. I know what I'm to do now, whatever happens. I must go back to Nicolo. Goodbye. Goodbye, Paul.
Your Holiness, with your permission, I should now like to play a piece of music which came to me when I needed a prayer, and which is specially near to my heart.
Play, my son. Your prayer may yet be answered.